book is pretty simple with just the inspirational words. So really, you could take out this little balance beam here and put in a pair of dance shoes. As long as you drop in your daughter's or son's dance photos, it completely changes the look of the book. You really want to highlight the photos in your storybook rather than, the little embellishments. The embellishments are great and add to the mood of the book, but it's more about, the pictures, I think. All of our products are really meant to inspire and motivate. A lot of times, documenting the great winning experiences or, winning the trophy or, winning the big, game, that's all important and wonderful to document too, but I think it's just as important to motivate the thing or to document the things that the athlete learned during the year. A lot of times we learn more from our mistakes and from our losses than we do from winning. Our coach this year on our baseball team had each of the kids, he gave us a list of virtues, and he wanted each of the kids to choose one that they were the best at and one that they needed to work on. And throughout the year, we encouraged our youngest son, who was playing baseball, to work on a couple of things. And at the end, we documented that in his storybook and the progress that he made working on that virtue throughout the year. So, this would be adorable. It encourages your daughter here with the gymnastics, to take chances, live your dream. You've got to work hard. All those things just reinforce those great virtues that a lot of athletes develop in whatever sport that they're playing. And this brings me to an exclusive sneak peek just for you guys who are on the call tonight. You guys have been asking for an older gymnastics collection instead of the young kind of toddler version. So I think we've had many requests that someone requested again about a month ago. So I got busy, and so I'm going to show you a sneak peek of 2 new collections that are coming out on August 1st. So it's gymnastics for her and a gymnastics for him. So it's got a lot of versatile pieces that can be used with other sports, such as like the scoreboards. All the numbers are there. Great motivational quotes, some sparkly diamond things for the girls and, cute little terms and stuff. So I'll be looking for that on August 1st.
Okay. Wait. Now, you don't have to go back, but we need to take the proper little moment here to say, hip, hip, hooray, thank you. Roxanne is a lot like Santa Claus. In every other way, in all the ways that make Santa Claus great, like you make a request and she fulfills your every wish. Thank you, Roxanne. I'm sure many.
You're welcome.
Yes, there we go. Thank you for the love, people, because Roxanne deserves it. And I'm sure you'll be happy to know that everyone obliged and wrote in the kind of sports collections that they're looking for. So we will keep you working, and you don't have to worry about that at all.
Wonderful. I love doing it.
I just really appreciate Roxanne for that. And I also just want to quickly interrupt and give someone some points, since I forgot to at the first. I picked out the name Maureen Feist. So Maureen, thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll put 25 points in your account in the next couple days. And since I'm at it, I'm going to give more points away, and I've got Deborah Houston. So Deborah, you're the second winner of our points tonight. So thanks again to Roxanne, and thanks you ladies for joining us.
Wonderful. Okay, well, every month we also do a design map of the month, and this month we did a sports theme, of course, because it's the sports theme month. So this was a grayscale map that we started with this month, and we called it Sporty Design Map. And then we had each of our creative team members work on Choose a Sport, and then they were able to translate the grayscale map into their own sport. So here's a great one from Sarah Wise for basketball. You can see she left, the title in the same location, the circle, the 2 photos, everything's in the same place. You're just dropping to swap to change out your papers and your photos. They're quick and easy. And they're also, I'll go after I show you all the design templates, we'll go quickly to Facebook, and I'll show you where you can enter the challenge as well, and you could possibly win 25 points at the end of the month. So let's go on. And let's see, next we also have Baseball by Brooke Mayer, and we have a Gymnastics one by Carrie Peratt. These are both adorable too. I love these. These are great for, 12 by 12 scrap pages. These are wonderful. They're also, a lot of times you'll get ideas off of them, maybe to start your own book, kind of using the same elements, which I did a little bit later. When we get to it, I'll show you. Here's a great track and field. We don't have a lot of track and field things either, so I know Michelle Bell's done several things, and this is a great scrap page. And Cassie Balzer did this great football one. And I love how she turned these photos into sepia tone, which gives them a little bit of a different flair and stuff than the standard, full color. So great, great designs. And we also have this golf one by myself and a soccer one by Leanne Rice Barr. So it's important to highlight life lessons too, as well as, the lessons that you've learned. This golf one, this is another request I get all the time, is for golf. And we haven't done a lot of golf over the years because I haven't been particularly fond of the collections that we have. And I know that's on my list too, so my list just keeps growing. But I did this page and I thought it was really cute. And I was like, well, I could probably make a whole golf set based on this design. So here is the golf collection that I developed off of that one design, that page that inspired me. Let's see, I'm going to zip over to the Facebook thing before I forget real quick here. So here's our Heritage Makers Facebook page. So I noticed that Facebook has done an update again, so they've changed things around a bit. There used to be a pink little app button here that says Club HM Challenges, but now it's on the bar up here. Or if you scroll down, you'll see the pink icon down here now. So either place you can click on and get to it. So if you click on here, you'll see there's that design map that I just showed you, and it gives you all the instructions of how to enter. And this one, instead of a sports, I left it up to you guys to choose whatever theme you want. So it doesn't have to be sports this month. Use the design map and, customize it to fit whatever theme, holiday, whatever you want. We've got a couple of entries here already, one from Marcy, which is this cute summertime fun one, and then also from Virginia. She kind of did a throwback Thursday, if you will, and kind of celebrated when she became a stewardess and her service there for the airline. So really cute project. So we'd love to see what you guys are up to too. All right, so back to the class. All right, so the Perfect Tea Time, I think, just came out last week. So it was a fun collection because not, as we get older too, we are involved in other sports, but not always the kids do. So golf is a perfect example of great for grown-ups. So this is kind of a fun collection. There's a storybook, about a golf vacation that a couple took with some friends. There's canvases, there's, brag bags, there's phones, there's even this fun little, I like this little 40th birthday invite, and a coordinating thank you card to go with it as well. So I even work from templates. I know we encourage you guys to work from templates, but myself and I know that other design team members, we work from templates a lot, especially the grayscale ones. They just save you a ton of time. They're wonderful. I just kind of looked through the grayscale templates I had done before, and I picked this one here, which is a simple photo design map. I think I did this originally for a South Dakota vacation that we had taken. There's several versions of this in the template gallery designed already. And I said, well, I like that for the number of photo spots it has and the amount of journaling. So I'm going to take this one and turn it into a golf template. And I think the book turned out really cute. So there's lots of different, spots for photos. If you don't have photos for all the spots, go ahead and put in some journaling, or you can put in a cute little icon, or just a piece of paper looks cute too. So they're really easy to customize to fit your amount of photos and your story that you want to tell. And this golf collection was one that was a little more difficult, like the gymnastics one, because we are limited in the amount of collections we have. We have this older golf collection, and once again, it's not really suited to my style. And then we have this cute kind of girl collection, but it was very limited in the number of pieces. So I had to come up with a way to be creative and think outside the box. So let's talk about that a little bit more. It's good to know how to take pieces, like I just showed you in that collection that was kind of these more primary colors, and all the flags were in yellow, which I'm not necessarily a yellow person, so I wanted to change it up a little bit. So how did I make a collection based around kind of these brown flags instead, or this kind of younger invitation for an 8-year-old's birthday for like miniature golf putt-putt, and make it blue? So it's always good to know how to be able to customize the art pieces. You can't look at a collection and disregard it because it doesn't have your color palette. You need to learn how to work with it. So let's go ahead and go into Studio real quick, and let me show you how to color tint the flag. All right, so here's the front of the invitation here. So just on the back, I've gone ahead and I've put the flag here, which was from our golf collection. So the flag comes in yellow. But a quick and easy trick to do is I usually, I kind of think of what colors I want on the invitation first. This was going to be for a little boy. So what I did is I actually went through our art collection and I typed in, I knew I wanted a little ribbon here. So I typed in ribbon. And I went through the different things that could possibly work on being tied onto the flag pole. And I found this little blue ribbon here. So I knew that was kind of the color scheme I wanted to go with because the blue worked really well with the green of the grass. So that's how I kind of decided on that. But I only had the yellow flag to choose from. So a quick and easy tip to do is take your colored flag embellishment paper and go ahead and add a filter to it. You can either add on the sepia tone filter, which turns it this nice kind of beigey brown color, which worked great with that original Perfect Tea Time set in the pink and the brown I used as my theme colors. Or you can turn it to black and white. Black and white works great too and gives you this gray effect. But that's still a little plain. So how did I get this blue effect on the flag? All I did is I changed that to a sepia tone first, and then I was able to add a color fill over the top, which I used this one here. You could also use it from the color of your ribbon. I think I just want a little bit brighter blue, so I went with this one over here. And all you do is back off the fill color a little bit, so it exposes kind of the sepia behind it, but yet you're getting a color tint on top. So that's an easy way to turn a color of something that you don't necessarily like into something that works for you. That's kind of sepia. Let's see if I turn it to black and white. There, it even gives a little bit brighter blue, which is really nice too. So you can match to anything that you want to get these embellishments to work for you. Everybody got how I did that?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're always just amazed at your creative solutions to things. Brooke wanted to point out, which I think is an excellent observation, that you could search that bow. You could search with bow, and you could search tie. There are lots of ways to find what you're looking for. So it's really it's such a fun feature. That search usually gets you what you want. So feel free to try other words if you don't get what you want the first time.
Yeah, just keep trying different words. Sometimes, we miss a tag on something, but they're tagged multiple times with different things. So, if you're looking for, a lot of times I'm always looking for grunge or glitter or sparkle. So I kind of type in an arrangement of those, and I usually find what I'm looking for. Great. Okay, so let's go back over here. Great. I think I showed this on the last class too for Father's Day, but once again, this is a great set for any sports enthusiast. We've got all the different sports. I think I also did bowling and golf too as well. So these are great mugs and little 5x5 cards. But once again, these could be made into canvases, prints, many different things using our import page feature. The great thing about these cards and mugs is these are all pieces of word art, so all you would need to do is click on the dad piece, delete it, and then you could search for a word art for, you could either type in a daughter or son's name, or maybe we have a piece of word art that says coach. These would be great coaches gifts, or a thank you card. So these word art pieces are easily changed out for something else that, fits what you're trying to do. And I love these notepads. If you guys haven't printed notepads yet, you'll have to give them a try. I've printed several different versions. They're fun. The quality is wonderful. You get 4 notepads in each set. They're 3 by 9, and they have 30 removable tear-off sheets. And each design in your set can have a different design on them. It's not 4 pads of one design. So you can make 4 different designs in the set, and they're wonderful. I love this kind of baseball mom, football mom. It's just fun. If you need me, I'll be on the football field. So many of us feel like that. We're always at the quarter on the field. So this is fun. And then another great thing to remark, too, about these notepads is we as designers have designed these as a set, but if maybe your child only plays baseball and football and not basketball and soccer, you could easily duplicate these 2 and get 2 of each. Or you can choose something from a completely different notepad template and use the import page feature and get 2 other complete different designs that had nothing to do with sports at all. So they're really, import page is wonderful with these notepads because you could have 4 completely different designs, and they're wonderful. And this is a new baseball collection that I came out this year. We are a huge baseball family. My little one is obsessed. So every year I design a new baseball set. So this is a set from this year. We had a lot of fun. Last year I kind of did a baby blue, very clean look set. This year, as he's getting older, I went more with a grunge look and had a lot of fun doing this one. We made books for all of the players on the team. Like I said, the coach had talked about virtues, so we talked about each of the kids' virtues in the book, which was a great, reinforcement of what they had been learning. It was just a fun set to work with. There's this cute little, I think it's a 4x6 card here, which could easily have a hole punched in it and, adhered to a bag of bubble gum or something, a fun gift for the coach. So all these were great. I had fun working on this one. That collection was derived off of this Go Team Sports, which I wanted to show you and highlight. This was a great new collection that we added a few months back, but it's wonderful because it has so many different sports included. We've got baseball, soccer, football, basketball, volleyball, cheerleading, and hockey. It's a wide range. It's got, all the words, fun little word sayings, the players. It's also got 2 other collections that pair with it. There's a paper pack, and there's also these journaling cards, which a lot of them apply to not just one sport, but many, so they're interchangeable, but they're fun little cards which work kind of great in that snapshot stories, with the little squares. You just drag and drop it in, and it fits perfectly to kind of form one of those story cards. So take note whenever you do a design that there's lots of great elements in this Go Team Sports collection set. This was using that set I just showed you, and like I said, I use templates all the time. It's so easy to, once you get everything in place, to just drag and drop and switch out your photos and your embellishments. So as you can see, it's the exact same kind of layout with the Polaroids here. And all I did was I used that same Go Sports collection and just swapped out baseball, basketball, football, soccer, and each of the little guys. It was quick and easy. I've had several people print these already and say they loved them. They gave them as party favors. I printed them for my kids for each of the sports that they play. They were sitting on their desk. It's just fun, and it's, like I said, the quality is really wonderful on these notepads. Same set, same design. See, I'm using templates. It's great. It saves you so much time. So I developed a whole game day, birthday party set. There's invitations for the 4 different sports, but if you don't see your sport here, of course you can go back and use from that same collection. There's, the hockey. What other ones don't we use? Cheerleading. So these are easily just swapped out. change your copy, put in the correct information, and you're ready to go with party invitations. There's also thank you cards for each of these 4. And then there's cute, I love these cupcake toppers. They're just the best idea ever. They're just from a 12 by 12 scrap page. And you just cut out the little circles. And you can put a little toothpick between 2 of them, and you just glue them together front and back, or use your tape gun to stick them together. I think Cynthia had a great idea too, is she takes one of the little circles that she's cut out and she puts a lollipop on the back with one of those glue dots, so that there's actually a little treat on the back too with a lollipop, and then you stick the lollipop stick into the cupcake. So really great idea. Great. Any questions on what I've gone over so far?
Nope, I don't see. Oh, thank you. Maureen told me I had that clever idea with the lollipop. Doesn't quite compare to Roxanne's cleverness, but you know, I do what I can.
It's teamwork.
So, yeah, it's fun. The sports collection ideas keep coming. And but no, it looks like we're ready to move on.
Okay, great. So now I'm going to show you, we've gone over using drop to swap templates before and grayscale maps, but now I'm going to show you how to work with our designed or pre-designed or designer templates and how to change those and customize it. A lot of people, some people like using grayscale maps, some like working from the design templates. Some people sometimes have a hard time working from these design templates because if they need to make a soccer book or a football book, when they look at this storybook, all they see is baseball. They can't see beyond this being a baseball book. But it's very easy, especially with that Go Sports collection that I showed you, to change this out to fit to your sport and your team's colors. So we're going to go ahead and go to the studio, and I'm going to show you how to change up some of these spreads, and we'll quickly make a soccer spread and a football spread, and I'll show you how to do that within minutes. So let's go over and find that. So I've pre-pulled my baseball game day template, so we're going to go ahead and open that up. I'm just kind of clicking down my manage pages here. It just kind of preloads in the pages to get us started a little faster. So as you can see, it's all customized to my son's Braves baseball team. So I kind of went with the blue and red, which happened to coordinate perfectly with this baseball element. So let's take a look here at one of the spreads. Okay, there's the first page. So these books are very simple. The great thing about starting with a template, like I said before, is that all the photos are kind of already in their place. They're lined up, they're organized. You don't have to worry about, the paper not covering the back. They've all been screened and gone through to make sure that they're all technically correct. So it saves you a lot of time instead of having to crop and place and line up all your photos. So I love starting with a base already set up for me. So if you're having a hard time seeing this book as nothing more than a baseball book, sometimes what I like to do is, here's a little trick. I go down to my art collections, and if you hide the Premiere here and type in photo, it will bring up the shapes collection. If you click on the shapes collection, you will see these little photo placeholders here. So sometimes what I do, it just takes a minute, I'm just going to drag and drop up these little photo holders, just like that quickly, which kind of takes the baseball out of the book right away. So it's easier sometimes to see, yeah, I can drop soccer or football or anything else here. And it's really, this stuff, this one's a little baseball icon, so we can change that out quickly. Let's go to our sports collection. I can just type in sports, and we'll find that Go Sports collection here. And it's this one. So the great thing about this Go Sports is it's got a lot of things that fit perfectly. Here's a circle. We're going to drag and drop that right into place. Great. I mean, if you just started putting in soccer pictures, this would automatically be changed to soccer immediately. So let's go in here. Let's go to this page. Here's one. Let's change this one. Actually, I'm going to work on this one here. Let's change this. I've already taken out the pictures, so not as to confuse us. So I'm going to go to our photos. Let's drop in some soccer photos here. The minute you drop in the photos, it starts changing the whole view of the book. Let's see, I'm in Studio U class. Let's go to soccer. And I'm just going to quickly drag and drop up some soccer pictures. So let's just drop. I have to drop it right into the red kind of rectangle, rounded rectangle. Let's scroll down. All right, so I've got the photos for that one page in place already, quick and easy. Let's see, we can tell some of them dropped in nicely, but some need some adjustment, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust that. See, adjust, I'm going to scale it up a little bit. I kind of like to blow my pictures up to kind of maximum size that they look good so you can see all the details. A lot of times we have these long distance shots. Some of those are good, but I kind of like making them bigger to really fill out the photo space. So let's bring that up a little bit. Great, done. All right, so let's go back to that sports collection. So first thing I want to do is I want to see what the soccer color is for that piece of artwork. So we're going to scroll across here until I find the soccer piece. There's soccer. Okay, so the soccer's in the green. So let's do, the uniforms are blue and the soccer is green. So let's find a piece of green paper to put in the background here. So I'm going to type in green paper. And it's searching. All right, so I'm going to try to find a green paper that is similar to this green in the soccer. Let's just scroll down a bit. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe this one. Let's try this. Great. Yep, that works. So that green is pretty close. So there's all-stars in soccer, but let's go ahead and type in sports again. Let's get back. Maybe we'll put a little soccer ball up here. And that would be, let's use that one. All right, then let's see, we need, the red doesn't really work, so let's find a different red label here where my son Grayson's name is. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go back to my art collections, and I'm going to type in blue label. Let's see what we find. So basically, I'm keeping everything in the same location, but I'm just dragging and drop to replace the colors and the elements that I want. Now let's try, listen here. So I'm going to drop that one in. Great. So sometimes when you drop in an element, if you go in closer, I use my zoom tool a lot, you'll notice that it's trimmed off a little bit of the edge because that's, you're dropping drop to swap and you're replacing in something that's in a cropped item. So sometimes your new piece gets cropped off a little bit, so you want to go ahead and adjust in your toolbox. Oh, done. You want to unlock it and remove the crop so you've got the full tag showing here. So that's great. Our type will probably need to be changed to this dark blue color to stand out on the green. Let's make this little grunge element here. We're going to change the color to maybe this brighter blue. Perfect. I'm just grabbing it directly from my element. So, yep, we're doing great so far. I see the colors coming together of a new book. Okay, there's red flags. We don't want red flags, so let's see if there's any other flag options here. Let's try blue flag. So I try to be as specific as I can with my searches to kind of narrow it down. Sometimes you need to open it up a little bit more to flag, but a lot of times I can find the color flag or the color label that I'm looking for. So I try to be specific so I don't have to search through so many things. Now there's a blue flag. Let's see. Nope, I know there's another blue flag. Let's go to my projects. I can also check here. I can check under my projects, current project, and let's see what page we're on. We're on page 8. So I can also see here the red flag was here. Let me click on that. Oh, that flag was from before I was your mom. I finished school. Let's open that collection. I think there's a blue flag in there. If I scroll across. Where are you? There it is. Okay, great, perfect. So I'm just going to drag and drop. Drag and drop. Perfect. Oh, and we've got this little green element here. Perfect. We're going to drag and drop and replace that. That works. Let's do soccer again. We'll just need to replace a little baseball. Oh, I've got to click on it first. Drag and drop. Got a little soccer ball. Perfect. See how easy that was to customize? And then you'll go here, go, and the team was the Extreme. I just double-clicked, highlighted, and retyped the other team name. You can, retype something here if you want to change it up. But basically, we've got one soccer page done that quickly. And like I had mentioned before, too, if you don't have this number of photos, I think it's great to go in and add just a piece of paper. Let's go try something else. Let's try blue paper again. Let's find a different shade of blue. Maybe kind of a teal kind of color that maybe goes with these flags a little bit more. I'm just searching through. There's so many great selections. Let's see. Maybe even this one would work. Let's check it out. Yeah, that could work. So then I go, we can either leave this plain, if it has a texture or some pattern in it would look really cute, or we can go back to that sports collection and see what other cute elements are in that collection. Let's go across, and I think there's a little soccer player guy. There's all the football guys, fun helmets, awards. I always just get inspired by the collection, different things that you see. Perfect, he looks great. So we'll move him over here. We're going to grab the corner. I'm going to scale him down a little bit. Let's add a drop shadow to give him some dimension. And then if you can see here, if we go in closer, there's a little staple here. So I'm just going to do edit, copy, edit, paste. And I'm going to grab the staple. And then you can kind of move it over here to look like he's being stapled to the paper, if you will. So you can do all sorts of fun things to either add more photos or to, fill in spaces where you don't have the necessary photos. But this is looking great. So I love this completely different color palette that we've made from the same design. You can also swap out the background paper if you want, gray paper or blue paper. It works great. So is everybody getting that, how we change already pre-designed template?
And Brooke's also doing a great job answering questions, written answers, but let's see. A couple of people wondering again if you could quickly show those drop photo here boxes. How did you find those? Because they're liking that as an idea.
Sorry, the
little
okay.
photo holder, placeholder, whatever.
It's a great little trick. So it's kind of hidden back there, but every once in a while it comes in handy because it's just like here you just see baseball. So let's go ahead back to our art collection. Let's hide Premiere. That's kind of the key, so you don't have to search too far. Hide the Premiere, and I'm just going to type in photo. And it's in the shapes collection. You could probably also type shapes in there, but it comes up in this shapes collection. So along with all our little basic shapes, like the little card things, there's also these great photo boxes. So you can use, any of them. I just was using the square in this shape. So just easy, drag up, drop. It just it kind of simplifies everything. So a lot of times, you know, I'll drop in 1 or 2 photos so I can see the color palette I'm working with, like I did here, because I knew his, you know, uniform was blue. But you can work on just simplify, and you see that you really only have this area here with some journaling and one other spot on the page, but the rest is just photos. So it's really kind of simplifies it down, so it just kind of, you know, uncomplicates it for you.
Okay, we've got an astute attendee here looking at this page, so stay on this page, looking at the soccer, wondering, oh, that's in the binding area, is that a problem?
Yep. It is not a problem. These are kind of suggested guidelines. We kind of give a wide berth to where we crop and how things go into the binding here. As you know, a book, if you open it up, the pages roll into the spine where they're bound together. So these pages are actually okay because there's no real important information here. I would never put text running into this area, but the photos are okay. I probably still see, actually I have a copy of the book, so I still see some of this beige color when I open the book. We're just being real safe, and anything you don't want cut off, you know, or possibly to be, you know, clipped in that area, make sure you stay on, you know, the left side of it in this case. One thing to note about all of my storybooks, I have always a left page and a right page. My pages aren't necessarily interchangeable because of this binding area. A lot of times when we first started way back in Heritage Makers, we would center everything on a page because we really didn't know about this binding area. So when it came to the managed pages, you could really flop pages around in any order that you wanted to. But be careful, especially on most of the sports books I've designed, but be careful when you move pages around. Make sure you keep the right-hand page as a right-hand page and a left-hand page as a left-hand page. Let's see, actually, let me change these two, and you'll be able to notice that they're swapped. Let's go check for sure. So I just moved page 12 and 13. So when I pull up page 12 and 13, let's see how they look here. Maybe. Thinking. You'll notice that it's slight, but there's a wider area here. If I turn on my rulers, you can see it's like 1.5. Let me double check a regular page. And there's only 1 here. So you can tell my gutter space, my binding area is always wider than my outside edge. So just be aware of that. And I think most of the designers are doing that now too, because we are aware of the binding area. So keep right-hand pages, left-hand pages, left-hand pages. If that makes sense.
It does. Totally made sense. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so should we do football? Should we do another version? Or should we go something?
I'm sure people would like that, yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Let me check my photos. Okay, let's do football. Okay, so let's go back to, let's see, which one should I use? We can go to this one. Okay, it'll be the same thing. You can put in these photo boxes if you want, or you can immediately put in your football pictures. So let's just drag and drop them up. I'm just going to put these little guys in here. Just a whole bunch of them. Great. Easy. I love these quickly drop and swap. It's great. Easy. Wonderful. So there, we've got our photos in place already. Okay, so let's pull up our football. Let's do sports again. You can type in sport or sports. Usually either one works. And let's find our little football. Actually, it's in word art. So word art's down below. Find the football. There we are. So blue. So it's kind of the blue palette. Okay, so football, let's take away All-Star this time. I don't know if footballs have All-Stars, so we're just going to delete that. We're going to put the football one right in here. add a little drop shadow. Let's do maybe orange paper for football. Orange and blue look great together. Type in orange paper. Okay, let's see. We can use maybe just this one. Okay, that works. And oh, the one thing I love, there's dirt. I love dirt, especially for some of these football sports and soccer sports. So let me see if I can find the little pieces of dirt, which are kind of fun for grunge elements. I know I've used it several times on baseball books and things. So we can take our little grunge spots here, and we could throw in some dirt instead if we wanted to. So it just adds, you know, some great texture to things. Let's see, that might need to be a little bit bigger. So we can click on our dirt, unlock it, and then you just kind of drag the corners out to make it bigger, and then we kind of reposition it. So that's kind of fun. Once again, these could probably be blue. Let's make our copy blue. Oh, I grabbed the wrong thing. I did the fill color on the text box instead of the font color itself. Let's go back and undo that. Let's see what else. Oh, this number 3 isn't showing up very good. Let's turn off my rulers so I can see better. So let's go ahead and add an effect to the number 3. Let's put that in the blue as well. We're going to make that blue. Great. Easy. So we just kind of keep doing the same thing over again like I just showed you. It's really easy to do. I know there was actually a little trick the other day that someone asked how we did it. I want to show you that too. Let's see. Sometimes people want to make a photo spread across 2 of them that are separated. So let me show you quickly how to do that. Let's go back to our photos and find the same photo. We're going to place the same photo twice. So here was a coach with the kids. We'll place the coach with the kids in here. So what we want to do is we want to go to our first, you can choose either one. We're going to adjust it. And then we're going to scale it up in size. Can you see how it's hanging off either side? We're going to scale up. And then we're going to slide it over. And see, I'm not quite big enough yet all the way over here. I want to make sure that the photo in the one box covers all the way across both of them. So there we got it there. So I can see that my scale on this one photo here is 45.4. Then we go to this one, adjust, 45.4. So I've got the same size. And then you just drag this one, and you can kind of see how you're matching the photo together. See how they're across the spread? It doesn't have to be real exact because there's a little space in between. So sometimes if the kid's face is right on it, I'll pull it over a little bit and say done. But see, now it looks like this photo is expanding over these 2 photo boxes, which is a great way sometimes if you don't have enough photos, it helps you to stretch the amount of photos that you do have, or sometimes it's just a cool effect to have. Everybody got how I did that?
I think so. You've got some nice comments about that was a really cool technique. Something that would address an earlier question, and the question came up again. So when you were looking at that football word art, why is it, well, I guess people are wondering about changing colors. Now, you've showed us a lot of ways to change colors on elements or to alter the color, but can you tell us the reason why we couldn't just quickly and simply change the football, the wording to purple to match the uniforms?
Right. This one's
different.
this one's a little harder to do because it's kind of, a lot of the word art works really good for color changing when they don't have this kind of white outline around it. If it just says the word football, that would work. The problem with tinting some of these, let's say if we wanted to make that purple perhaps, let's grab purple. Here, see how it's making it solid purple? You can back off the color but it's also tinting the white behind it. So in this case, it doesn't work as well. You can put a little purple tint, but I might not recommend that. You could probably go into your art collections, find a football or another helmet that might be colorized into, it might be blue, and then you could colorize the helmet separately and make that purple. But some art, like this word art that has this white background built into it, is a little more difficult to colorize. We might have another piece of, let's go to the art collections and type in football. If that blue, if you don't want that blue for some reason, there's probably another piece of football word art that we have that would probably work. I'm just going to scroll down here and see what else we have. We've just got lots of different things. You know, you could use here's a brown football thing. You could put the word art here with the helmet. Here's another gray football.
Right.
Things like that. So there's other options. A lot of times we have more than one choice for an art collection. I use the colorization on the golf collection and some of the gymnast stuff because we didn't have a large selection, but I know football and baseball, soccer, all the major sports, we have a lot to choose from. So just, you know, if you're unsure, go ahead and try to color tint it. You know, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And you'll quickly see by playing around with it if it's going to work for you or not.
Right. And yeah, to answer some of the questions, it would be awesome if we could just cut out the helmet, or, you know, if we had an erase tool or a magic wand tool, but we don't. We're incredibly feature rich, Studio is, but remember, it's an online program, and so as close as we can be to Photoshop, we try to be, but there are certain things that we just don't have, and maybe some of those tools we will have in the future. But anyway, yeah, no cutting out tool, no erase tool at this point. So you gotta think creatively, like Roxanne.
Right. Yeah, you just kind of have to think outside the box sometimes. A lot of times I'll cover something up. You know, that often works. Let's put a little drop shot on it. This is kind of a quick version of it. I don't like it with this color palette, but, you know, you could quickly put something here to cover up the other helmet per se. Maybe it's a star, something else, but you could put a solid piece of orange behind here to make that work too. So there's lots of ways to do little tricks to hide and cover up or color tint things to make them work for you. So if it's not quite working, you know, try some of the tips and tricks you're learning, or just go ahead and explore in your toolbox and start playing with the transparency or the border. All these fun things make great combinations, and you'll sometimes, like I've said before, you kind of come up with happy accidents sometimes. You're just playing around and it's like, oh, how did I do that? But you learn things by, you know, the more you practice and the more you try some of these techniques, you get better and better all the time.
Very good. Thank you. You've shown us lots of really cool tricks tonight, and we always enjoy watching your creative solutions.
Great. Okay, so I think how are we doing on time? Any other questions?
We have 6 more minutes, and I don't see a lot of questions anymore. I do want to quickly give away points again. So I've got Susan Foreman. She's the winner of our points, our last set of points. So congratulations, Susan, and thanks for being with us here tonight.
Wonderful. And one thing I wanted to show you, too, with these fun grunge effects, too, is a lot of times there's multiple pieces that make these fun grunge things. So, you know, there would be a plain little piece, but you can layer on these different textures, which I love. I love these little dirt spots, and you could throw in some stars in there. So don't be afraid to add layers and add a little bit of transparency to them too. It just adds a lot of depth to your design. Okay, so let's go back over. Let's see. Okay, so let's see what we ended up with. So we started with the baseball. So let me show you kind of, here's I finished out the soccer spread. So you know, if you cover up the baseball one, everything's in the exact same location, but it's instantly a soccer book. I mean, it's really your photos that make the design, and then you're just adding in the little, you know, soccer ball elements. But I really didn't change too much. Oh, actually, here on this page, there was this kind of a grunge effect here that says "Go Team." It's all together. All I did was I just added 100% tint of the blue to it. And so it just becomes this grunge effect. And then I just threw that soccer sticker over the top of it. So it still became a grunge effect, but it was just colorized to match the soccer. So that was really easy to do too. Let's see, there's our football one. You know, if you don't have, you know, an element to put here or a go team, you can easily change it out to just another round. Circles work great in these kind of photo square areas. You know, add tapers as needed. And then I also went very girly on another one I had done, just to show you how easy you can take this boy baseball one, change it to pink papers, add the cheerleader labels, you know, pink flowers instead of the red and blue, and it's instantly a very girly cheerleading book.
That's amazing. I love seeing those all next to each other and knowing that it all came from the same template.
Yeah, I mean, don't be afraid to work with these pre-designed templates. It's saving time and energy on your part. I mean, the end of the season sneaks up on us all the time, and all of a sudden I'm going, oh my gosh, I have to have the coach's book done in 2 weeks. You know, it takes 2 weeks basically in production. So it's really easy just to drag and drop up your photos, you know, make a couple switches, and you'll be good to go, you know, hopefully in, you know, no more than a couple hours switching everything out and writing something for each of the kids. You know, once again, too, if you don't want to write journaling, you can take that out and add some more texture or just a pretty piece of paper. But I think a little bit of journaling is always helpful to kind of recall the moments. You know, we never think we're going to forget them, but inevitably we always do. So try to do a little bit of journaling, too, on your projects as well.
Absolutely. So loving the way that we can preserve memories and share our photos and keep them fresh and enjoy them with Heritage Makers. So thanks so much for taking the time, Roxanne.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you and Brooke as well, helping out with fielding questions and stuff. So it's a great team, and we love being here to present for all of you. So I hope you learned some tips and tricks tonight. And we have another Studio U class. I know it's hard to believe it's going to be back to school, but on July 10th, we will be discussing back to school already. I know it seems a little bit early, but here on the East Coast, our kids go back the first week of August, so it's crazy, so we need to start thinking about it already. So we'll be ready for you guys, and hope you'll join us then.
Wonderful. Well, thanks everyone again, and we will see you next time.
Great. Good night, everyone.
Good night.